Alright, it's gonna be my second time recording this, so hopefully this goes by much better this time around. So, welcome back to another episode. This is episode 2 of Katawa Shoujo. I'm gracious host, JQG. It's been really annoying trying to record this series, but hopefully everything looks good. So where were we? So many. I take it from his hand and take a look myself, feeling numb. How am I supposed to react to this? Do-do-do-do-do. The absurdly long list of medications staring back at me from the paper seems insurmountable. They all blend together in a sea of letters. You get swallowed in the sea. You're looking all around, lost, and now you realize what you cannot see. And what you cannot see is that this is insane. Side effects, adverse effects, contraindications, and dosages are listed line after line with cold precision. I try to read them, but it's all so futile. I can't understand any of it. Attempting to only makes me feel sicker. All of this for the rest of my life, every day, when all I want is, and all I need is love. But unfortunately, love can't fix a broken heart. I'm afraid that is the best we can do at this point. However, new medications are always being developed, so I wouldn't be surprised to see that list fade over the years. Years. What kind of confidence booster is that? I've felt better if he hadn't said anything at all. Years. The nerve. Thinking we could take stuff like years for granted. That's ableist. Also, I've spoken with their parents, and we believe that it would be best if you don't return to your old school. What? I was like, please calm down, Hisao. Listen to what the doctor has to say. Calm down? You calm down. The way he says it takes me. The way he says it tells me he knew full well that I wouldn't like it. Am I going to be homeschooled? Whatever my concern shows, it's ignored. We all understand that your education is paramount. However, I don't think that it's wise for you to be without supervision. At least, not until we're sure that your medication is suitable, rather. So, I've spoken to your parents about a transfer. It's a school called Yamaku Academy that specializes in dealing with disabled students. Disabled? What? Am I broken? Am I a katawa? It has a 24-hour nursing staff, and it's only a few minutes from a highly regarded general hospital. The majority of students live on the campus. Think of it as a boarding school of sorts. It is designed to give students a degree of independence while keeping help nearby. Independence. It's a school for disabled kids. Don't try to disguise that fact. If it was really that quote-unquote free, there wouldn't be a 24-hour nursing staff, and you wouldn't make a hospital being nearby a selling point. Of course, that's only if you want to go. But your mother and I aren't really able to homeschool you, because we have our own lives. And we went out there and had a look a couple of weeks ago. I think you'll like it. It looks like I really don't have a choice. Compared to other heart problems, people with your condition usually tend to live long lives. You'll need a job one day, and this is a good opportunity to continue your education. This is an opportunity. Don't call it an opportunity. Don't call it a goddamn opportunity. Well, you should be excited at the chance to go back to school. I remember you wanted to return to school, and while it's not the same one, a special school that's broken people. An insult. That is what I want to say. It's a step down. Now, I turn my nose at being around the little people. Now, son, it's not what you think. All of the students there are pretty active, in their own sort of way, because they're disabled, like you. It's geared towards students that can still get around and learn, but just need a little help, in one way or another, because they're broken, like you. But your father's right. And many of the graduates of the school have gone on to do amazing things. A person doesn't have to be held back by their disability. One of my colleagues in another hospital is a graduate. I don't care. A person doesn't have to be held back by their disability. That's what a disability is. Something that holds you back. It prevents you from living a normal life. But if you can learn to live with it and overcome it, you become a much stronger person than most normal people as a result. I really hate that something so important was decided for me, but what can I do about it? A normal life is out of the question now. It's funny. I had always thought that my life was actually kind of boring, but now I miss it. Oh, no you won't. Just give it a little bit. I want to protest. I want to scream and shout and let it all out. I want to blame this lack of reaction on shock or fatigue. I could easily yell something out. Something about how I can go back to school anyway. But no. I don't say anything. The fact that I know now it's futile. I look around the room, feeling very tired of all this. A hospital, doctors, my condition, everything. I don't see anything that would make me feel any different. There really isn't a choice. I know this, but the thought of going to a disabled school, what are those even like? As much as I try to put a positive spin on this, it's really difficult. But let me try. A clean slate isn't a bad thing. That's all I gotta think about to get me through this, though. At least, I still have something. Even if it's a special school. It's something. It's a fresh start, and my life isn't over. It would be a mistake to just resign myself to thinking that. There you go, that's the spirit. At the very least, I'll try and see what my new life is like. Or what it will look like. Act 1. Life expectancy. The gate looked far too pompous for what it was. Looks like a Harvard gate. Or something you see at one of those Ivy League type schools. In fact, gates in general seem to do that, but this one especially so. I already hate this school and I haven't even been inside. Red bricks, black wrought iron, and gray plaster, assembled into a whole that doesn't feel welcoming at all. It's also pretentious. I wonder if it looked like what a gate for a school should look like, but couldn't really decide. Probably no. Too ornate. Of course I didn't want to get stuck on thinking about the gate for too long, so I entered through it with a brisk pace that felt surprisingly good. Moving forward feels good. Makes you feel alive. So I walk toward the main building of Yamaku Academy with a brisk pace. I'm alone, as my parents are taking my stuff to the dorms, and there's supposed to be someone waiting for me. The grounds are incredibly lush, filled with green. It doesn't feel like the kind of grounds a school would have. More like a park, with a clean walkway, going past trees and the smell of fresh cut grass, and all other park-like things. Words like clean and hygienic pop into my mind. It makes me shudder. Ugh. Takes me back to the old hospital days. I shake them off. Stay open-minded now. It's your new life. You have to take it as it comes. That's what I tell myself anyway. At least I try to feel better about this. Really, I hate it. A few big buildings loom behind the leafy canopies. Too big and too many for just a school. Almost as if it's not just a school. Everything seems off. It's different from what I thought I knew about schools. It's an uncanny valley. Even though I was told this is my new school, in the back of my head it doesn't feel like one. I wonder if the feeling is real or caused by my expectations of a school for the disabled. Speaking of that, I don't see anyone else here. It's kinda eerie. Yeah, it would have been nice if the creators drew more people. made the place feel a little more alive, come on. It makes me wish there was somebody here so I could anchor myself to something tangible instead of having this feeling that I stepped into another dimension. You're now entering the Twilight Zone. The trees hum with the wind, and the grass hues flashing all around catch my attention. It makes you think about hospitals again, and how they say that the operating rooms are painted green, because green is a common color. So why am I feeling so anxious, despite all this greenery? Excellent question. Dots. Only after I stand in front of the haughty main building, I surprise myself by realizing why the gate bothered me. It was the last chance I had to turn back, even if I had no life I could return to. But still, after entering, there was absolutely no way I could go back anymore. Now, here on JQG, we're all about letting the past die, killing it if we have to, and moving forward. Can't afford that looking back stuff. Cool guys don't look back on explosions. We don't look back on our past. Feeling nervous, and with this realization set in my head, I open the front door and boldly go where no man's gone before. A tall man with bad posture notices me as I enter. We're the only people in the lobby, so it's only logical. Alright, so when I recorded this earlier, I had a hard time figuring out what kind of voice I'd give him, but now I figured it out now, so hopefully this translates well in the recording. Oh, you must be Nikki? I have you on this paper, but obviously my secretary can't write for shit. Nakai. Like, so you are. Excellent. I'm your homeroom and science teacher. My name is Muto. Hey, Peter. My name's Muto. Welcome. We exchange a handshake that is neither firm nor sloppy, and he looks at his watch. The head nurse asked, "Hey, Peter. The head nurse asked for you for a brief check-in visit, but there's no time for that now." Oh? Should I go later? Yes. Afternoon is probably fine. We should get going and introduce you to the rest of the class. They're waiting already. Waiting for me? I don't really like being the center of attention, but I guess it's inevitable in a situation like this. Somehow, not knowing what is waiting for me makes me feel really nervous. Thinking of this, I almost miss what the teacher is saying. Do you want to introduce yourself to the class? So we have Y and we have yes, of course. Now I clicked Y, of course, because when I recorded earlier, that's what I decided upon. I thought to myself, hey, I mean, might be nervous, but hey, new school, new us, new life, new us. It's time we break out of the comfort zone and make a first impression. So I'm just going to say, why, of course. Yes, of course. Yeah, sure. I mean, isn't that normal? Well, of course, but not everyone likes being the center of attention. Kinda like how you were thinking in your head, but this is new life, new you. I'm probably one of those people. In fact, I just said that to myself 10 seconds ago. But I guess I should be the one to give the first impression of myself. Attaboy. Right, but it's no problem. Let's go then. My heart is pounding in my chest. Do-do, 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 do-do. And it keeps me thinking about my condition as I follow the teacher up the stairs. The third door down the third floor corridor is marked as the classroom for class 3-3. Muto opens the door and enters. Yeah, good morning everyone. Sorry I'm late again. I hesitate for a split second at the door, freezing on the spot. Get a grip! This is a big step, I know that. But there isn't any point to worrying so much about it. At least not this soon. I still have a good impression to make. None of them know me. This will be fine. Oh, look at all the lovely people. Remember, as I pointed out when I was recording this before, that let's see, homegirl over here looks like Sachiko from. Homegirl over here looks like Sachiko from Corpse Party. Calling it right now. Whoever made this is a Corpse Party fan. And homegirl over here looks like another character that will be showing up later on in the series. But anyway, I follow the teacher into the classroom and look around, particularly so I wouldn't have to meet the curious gazes of my new classmates. It's pretty spacious. The ceiling is unusually high and there is a lot of space left over around in between the desks. An entire wall taken up by blackboards and high, old-fashioned windows only make it seem larger. The students' desks are just standard wooden desks with a shelf underneath for books and wooden chairs with metal frames. Simple and efficient. I stop walking in front of the classroom and face the other students. They all look normal, like students in any other school, but why would they be here? Well, let's review. Homegirl has bandages here. Homeboy has a cane over here. Homeboy over here with the beret looks like he might be missing an ear. So if you look close enough, you might find out why. They're probably like me and have something wrong with them, only it's not immediately obvious. Then I notice one of the girls seems to be missing the thumb of her right hand. It's a little jarring. Despite the natural tendency to listen when someone's talking about you, I tune out the teacher's speech halfway through while he's introducing me to the class. I notice a flash of dark hair and see that someone is looking at me. A girl with really long, straight hair that is pretty eye-catching. As she sees me looking back at her, she covers her face with her hand, as if to make her invisible. There is one boy with a cane leaning against the lockers in the rear of the classroom. It's weird seeing someone so young with a cane. Another girl seems to be making some weird hand motions. Gang signs? Sign language? She peers at me over the rim of her glasses, then goes back to whatever she's doing. She's kind of cute. So is a cheery-looking girl with pink hair sitting next to her. She's really hard to miss. I don't know how I didn't notice her the moment I walked in. Oh, please welcome our newest classmate. He claps his hands, and so does everyone else, except one girl in the front row who has only one hand. I cringe a little, but hide it by bowing in thanks for this applause I did not deserve. Like, what is the sound of one hand clapping? A collective silence tells me that I should open my mouth now and say, ah. So, I'm Hisao the guy. And after that, shit, I didn't think this far. Oh god, where do I go from here? I'm so stressed. My hobbies are reading, soccer. I hope to get along well with everyone else. Pardon me, that was my phone. Even though I'm a new student. And after that, where I go from here? I just roll with it, Hisao, roll with it. Being so boring. This is exactly like every self-introduction ever. I should say something more exciting. I've come. Like that's where he leans in and says, I've come for all your women. Give me the best and prettiest among you to add to my everlasting harem. I end up saying nothing, and the teacher picks up from there. Everyone seems to be satisfied, even with what little I've said, though. A few girls whispering to each other, throwing glances at me. Or, a few girls are whispering to each other, throwing glances at me, I should say. It could have gone worse. Dots. I listen to the teacher as he drones about getting along while letting my gaze sweep across the classroom. Everyone seems to be listening to him intently and when he's done, they clap their hands again, which feels like a weird thing to do. The first row girl claps on this round with her one hand against her other wrist that ends in a bandaged stump. That's a very awkward sentence to read. It makes me feel a little bad. And it makes you appreciate having two hands. We're going to be doing some group work today, so I'll give you a chance to talk with everyone. Is that okay with you? Hisao. Yeah, that's fine with me. That's good. You can work with Akamichi. She is her class representative. And we're going to find out who Akamichi is next time. So, see you everybody.